Mark had a simple dream: to see his wife, Clara, smile. Not just any smile, but the kind that reached her eyes, the kind he hadn't seen in a while. Their fifth anniversary was coming up, and he had the perfect plan. He envisioned a delicate diamond necklace, one he'd seen her admire in a shop window months ago. The price tag was steep, a mountain for a man on a mechanic's salary, but for Clara's happiness, he was ready to climb it. He started saving, every dollar a testament to his love. He took on extra shifts, his hands calloused and stained with grease, but his heart was light. He skipped lunches, telling his co-workers he was on a new diet. He repaired his old boots with duct tape instead of buying a new pair. Each sacrifice was a small, secret promise he made to her. He pictured the moment he would clasp the necklace around her neck, her surprise turning into that brilliant, eye-crinkling smile. That image was his fuel, pushing him through exhausting days and lonely nights. After 4 long months of scrimping and saving, the day finally came. The weight of the cash in his pocket felt heavier than any wrench he'd ever lifted. He walked into the jewelry store, his heart pounding a triumphant rhythm against his ribs. The jeweler, a kind old man who had seen Mark eyeing the necklace before, smiled knowingly as he placed the velvet box on the counter. "For a special lady, I presume?" he asked. Mark just nodded, his own smile so wide it almost hurt. Holding the box, he felt like he was holding the key to their happiness, a sparkling solution to the quiet distance that had grown between them. He wanted the surprise to be perfect. Their anniversary was still a week away, but he couldn't wait. He decided to surprise her at the little cafe she loved, the one where they had their first date. He imagined her delight, the way her friends would coo over the gift, the pride she would feel. He practically floated to the cafe, the small, heavy box clutched in his hand. He peered through the window, searching for her familiar silhouette among the patrons. And then he saw her. She was sitting at a corner table, bathed in the soft afternoon light. But she wasn't alone. A man sat across from her, his hand covering hers on the table. It wasn't just a friendly gesture. The way he looked at her, the way she leaned in, her laughter soft and intimate. It was a scene Mark knew all too well, because it used to be their scene. His world tilted. The sounds of the street faded into a dull roar. The cafe, once a place of cherished memories, now looked like a stage for his deepest betrayal. The man leaned in and whispered something, and Clara's smile, the very smile Mark had sacrificed everything for, bloomed across her face, bright and genuine. But it wasn't for him. Mark stumbled back from the window, his breath catching in his throat. He looked down at the velvet box in his hand. The symbol of his love, his hard work, his hope, now felt like a cruel joke. Every skipped meal, every extra hour in the grimy garage, every worn-out sole of his boots. It all flashed before his eyes, a montage of his own foolishness. He didn't confront them. He couldn't. What would he even say? The image was burned into his mind, more permanent than any tattoo. He turned and walked away, his steps heavy and aimless. He didn't know where he was going, only that he couldn't go home. Home was a place filled with shared memories that now felt like lies. Hours later, he found himself sitting on a park bench, the city lights blurring through his unshed tears. The velvet box was still in his hand. He opened it, the diamonds mocking him with their cold, indifferent sparkle. They were meant to represent enduring love, but all he saw was the end of his. When he finally returned to their apartment late that night, Clara was there, acting as if nothing had happened. "Where have you been, honey?" "I was worried," she said, her voice laced with a concern that now sounded hollow. He looked at her, really looked at her, and saw a stranger. The trust that had been the foundation of their marriage had crumbled to dust. He didn't say a word. He just walked into the bedroom, packed a small bag, and placed the jewelry box on her pillow. He didn't need to explain. He knew that when she opened it, she would understand. It wasn't a gift anymore. It was a goodbye. As he closed the door behind him, leaving his keys on the table, a strange sense of peace settled over him. The pain was immense, a gaping wound in his soul, but amidst the wreckage, there was a flicker of something new: freedom. The next few weeks were a blur of sleeping on a friend's couch and navigating the painful logistics of separation. He was heartbroken, but he wasn't broken. The same determination that had helped him save for the necklace was now directed toward rebuilding his own life. He threw himself into his work, not for someone else's smile, but for his own future. One afternoon, he found himself walking past that same jewelry store. On an impulse, he went inside. He sold the necklace back, taking a loss, but feeling a profound sense of gain. With the money, he didn't buy something extravagant. He bought a new pair of work boots, a simple, sturdy pair that would carry him forward. And as he walked out of the store, he felt the sun on his face and allowed himself a small, genuine smile. It wasn't the brilliant smile he had chased for Clara, but it was his. And for the first time in a long time, that was more than enough. He was walking toward a future he would build for himself, one step at a time. This story is a powerful reminder that sometimes the greatest love and investment we can make is in ourselves. Heartbreak can feel like the end, but it can also be a painful yet necessary beginning. If you've ever felt this kind of pain, know that you are not alone, and your strength to move forward is greater than you think. Thank you so much for watching and sharing this time with me. If this story resonated with you, please give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing for more content that explores the complexities of life and the resilience of the human spirit. We'll see you in the next video.